So using enslaved persons, using enslaver instead of master mistress. But our authors within the book come from a variety of perspectives, and we did basically encourage them to use whatever language that they felt comfortable with. And so this is a bit of a conflict, right? Because the ancient texts they're using the ideologies of slavery, and they're written within the systems of slavery. And so they are referring to a doulos as a slave, who the writers would believe could be owned by another human, right? And so there is a way in which you could translate that as slave owner. But when we are ethically looking back on this conversation, there are some scholars who are pushing towards using the terms enslaved person, enslaved worker, and enslaver in order to resist the language of ownership. Do you want to add to that, Katherine?
I was just thinking about Emerson Powery's contribution and the way that he discusses translation in the New Testament, because of course this is also an enormous issue in terms of translation, in which translation you pick up, which English language translation you pick up. So he's really drawing cues off of Clarice Martin, who's a womanist biblical scholar who wrote this paradigmatic article back in 1990 about how to translate eved, which is the Hebrew word for slave, and doulos, which is the Greek word for slave. And one of the things that I love about Martin's article, and that Powery also brings in, is this idea that your audience context is everything when it comes to these words.